Welcome back to the Docket Dodgers, everyone. I'm Matt Hager alongside with
Wade Hall. Good to be here.
Great to be here. And you know, Wade, it's been really lonely at the office without you. You ended your internship last week to go back to WU School of Law, and I miss you, man. By myself.
I mean, it's tough when you have to do your job by yourself.
I know,
right?
It is really tough, especially me, man. I can't remember anything. Don't know where I'm at half the time, and I'm like, "Where's Wade to tell me what I'm doing?" But
well, I'm glad to be missed.
Well, you're very, very missed, man, and I'm glad to see you today. And this is probably your last opportunity we'll be able to see you before you go off back to law school, back to Morgantown.
I want to say that I held out to come do another podcast here, but the truth is I just waited to pack everything.
Okay. All right, guys. Today we got some interesting things on the docket. Today we're going to go over Jon Gruden. He has a lawsuit with NFL right now. Also, we have Shannon Sharpe. He's been involved in 2 different lawsuits, and recently one just got disposed of. And then we're going to go talk about a little bit of FOIA law out of Laurel County, Kentucky. And if anyone doesn't know where Laurel County is near London, Kentucky. It's been all over Civil Rights Attorney and other media outlets about the warrant. They went to the wrong house.
It's a ridiculous story.
Yeah, and knocked in the wrong guy's house and ended up unaliving that guy, and because he had no clue what was going on. They just thought somebody was an intruder breaking in his home. But all right, Wade, where you want to start?
I think we should start with the Shannon Sharpe. That's what I have first on my list.
Okay, we start Shannon Sharpe.
Now, I wasn't around for the heyday of Shannon Sharpe playing in the NFL, so that's
yeah.
I know him from his time on ESPN and his recent podcast with Ocho Cinco. He was recently fired from ESPN because of these lawsuits.
Right.
So we had the first one.
So what's the name of the podcast? I can't remember the name of the podcast.
Ooh, I don't know
what's the name of the Shannon Sharpe podcast, guys?
Crap. They have a good name.
Yeah, it is, and they say some wild stuff on there. I'll watch it a little bit, see if we can pull that out, see what the name of the podcast is. Hey guys, if you're watching this, are we sideways? Are we vertical to you guys? Do we need to shoot this a different way on TikTok? I really don't know.
The Nightcap podcast.
The Nightcap podcast.
Yeah.
I always thought about that we should do, like, if I had another podcast and I did it like at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd call it Night Court.
You want to do some Night Court?
Let's do some Night Court.
I don't know. I feel like Night Court is you're a bad place if you're a Night Court.
I was talking today to somebody, and Jimmy Padrillo, Padge.
Yeah, I know.
I was talking to Padge today. Padge told me that they do Night Court in Charleston, in Southridge.
Yeah,
and he said that a lot of times it'd be like property theft, it'd be like your Targets and your Walmarts and your Lowe's and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, corporate attorneys actually show up to that stuff as victims.
Like the Walmart attorney shows up in his Porsche or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
to try to get that $200 of shoplifting money.
Hey, every little bit counts.
Hey guys, if you're watching this, are we vertical? Are we landscape? Can you guys see us? I mean, are we sideways? Do we need to do something different? Let me know.
On YouTube, we're doing pretty well.
Oh, how so, YouTube?
Yeah, we had a couple people in here. They should leave a little talk here. They want to say anything or have any other content they'd like to talk about. But here we have the first lawsuit. It's a defamation case, and that's the one that got dismissed recently.
Yeah.
So this was a $20 million defamation case.
Wow.
It was because of comments made on the Nightcap podcast with the co-host Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson.
They're being really respectful on that podcast. They're not saying anything at all. It's out of the ordinary, outlandish.
No.
We're sideways. What can we do to fix it, John? Or James Russell? So if do you got an option to like flip us around? If not, I will try to fix it myself here.
See what you can do over there, and I'll read.
Go ahead and read it too, and I'll talk the whole time you're doing. Act like I'm paying attention.
Yeah. So Shannon Sharpe, he said he was seeing this lady at this time, but she went to a concert, an Usher concert, and got all flirty with Usher, which led to the demise of her marriage.
Well, I mean, do you really blame somebody for getting all flirty with Usher?
No.
Especially like I'm just here to tell you that I fully expect if my wife was an Usher concert and Usher's trying, what's he trying to do there? Like feed her cherries? What's he trying to do, man?
They're having a moment together.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just to be expected.
Yeah. Well, when you pay for the good seats, you get the good service.
I don't think that these people. She was married. Is that the whole thing of this lawsuit?
$20 million defamation, and court said that she was married when she met Usher during this video. She said that slandered her professional reputation. I mean, she should have just been quiet, because I think what was it, U2? Was that where the CEO got caught? Or Coldplay?
Yeah,
Coldplay.
okay,
yeah,
Coldplay. Yeah.
See, if she just kept quiet, it would have been another person cheating on their husband at a concert. No one would have known. She filed the lawsuit saying that Sharpe's comments hurt her standing as the director of the Harold Washington Cultural Center and her work as a homeschool advocate.
So it's a defamation suit.
Yeah. She's a single mother, claimed that she tried to get Sharpe and Johnson to retract their statement, but instead they continued to post the defamatory content.
So they doubled down.
I think they don't. Well, that's if you're saying Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco run their social medias, which maybe I could see Ocho Cinco having fun doing that.
Right.
She said that she made numerous efforts to contact the defendants and request the removal of the false narrative, but the requests were disregarded. But the suit has been dismissed by the federal court in Chicago, and she said that she's happy with how everything was handled and that she's pleased with the outcome. We were able to put this matter behind us without a long, drawn-out court matter, and they look forward to future discussions about positive contributions Mr. Sharpe and I both make to the community. So I think that would imply to me there was some sort of settlement.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
I think that for some reason, I think I read about Shannon Sharpe, this lawsuit, that they said that the court ruled that there would be no monetary gain, that there would be nothing monetary. Because we think about defamation, to prove defamation and slander, you have to have some sort of monetary loss. I know in Kentucky, at least, it had to be something that defamed your reputation and caused you to have a monetary loss. So I think what the judge said, that there was no monetary loss in this situation. But Wade, I don't know if you know this or not, but what is the defense to defamation? You know what the defense is?
Well, I think the absolute defense is the truth.
The truth, yes. So the truth would be the absolute defense, but I don't think Shannon Sharpe and Ocho had it in this situation.
Well, it really depends if she was married or if those comments, like you said, if she was actually injured by the comments, because I don't think anyone is too upset by someone being seduced by Usher. I think that just happens.
It's like I said, my wife's on here right now. I know Usher. I mean, she went to the Usher concert. I'm in trouble.
Oh, they described her eye contact as smoldering.
That was, I mean, TikTok's not really seeing this. Pull that back up.
Yeah. You want to show the TikTokers?
Does the TikToker see that?
A little bit.
I mean, they were what did Usher call it? Body to body?
Yeah, it really depends on the song he was singing, right?
Yeah.
If he was singing something a little more. But, this comes right after his $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. That one was settled out of court.
So this is Shannon Sharpe, not Usher, right?
Yeah, Shannon Sharpe.
Okay.
The Usher people are all over that.
Okay. So
NDAs at every meet and greet,
probably. So he has another lawsuit, and it's how much? $50 million.
That one was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount, but that was in Clark County. I believe we have that here to pull up. And it is just another basic, he wronged somebody and threatened them. And
so is this
a couple allegations?
Is this the one about the daughter?
No. We're getting to that.
So we got more lawsuits.
Yeah. So this one was originally probably got him fired at ESPN.
Here, Wade, talk to him. I need my Red Bull. I forgot it. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is probably what got him fired from ESPN. He stepped away from that role on First Take following that, but they parted ways with him about a month ago. And it said this could have derailed about $100 million podcast deal that he was negotiating with them. So him and Ocho Cinco's podcasts were doing pretty well, and they were going to the moon with it. But these lawsuits kind of threw them off.
So did their podcast get canceled?
No.
Oh, okay.
They do it on. That's like us. You can't cancel us.
You can't cancel Docket. We're like worldwide and internationally known. I mean, we got like 3 people in here right now that are not even talking to us.
That's right. So when you have 2 guys in the internet, you can't stop them.
Right.
But there's another there's another lawsuit here. This is about an ex-girlfriend. And this one was having to do with a illegitimate child, or a child that he claims wasn't his, but she did, and it relates to even another lawsuit filed back in, like, I want to say the early 90s. And this one's also saying there's some SA allegations.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're using the lingo.
I'm trying. It's difficult for me to change my language. We're gonna add it up here.
We really need that TikTok studio. I think after this time, guys, if we go on live for an hour, you'll be able to see Wade and I both on the live streams. And then you'll be able to see the documents that we throw up on YouTube.
Yeah. And if they could see the documents on TikTok, I think it would really help them.
Yeah. And see you too.
Yeah, and see me too.
Right.
So this says Shannon Sharpe has a love child he kept secret from years from fans, and his ex-girlfriend is claimed in this SA lawsuit. So this is a 4th child whom he's never publicly acknowledged. People would probably describe him as, a family religious guy. Right. And I think the issue here is he never talked about the kid in his Hall of Fame speech. I think that was something she was pretty upset about. She claimed to have dated Sharpe for nearly 10 years, from 22 to 2010, and says at his Pro Football Hall of Fame speech induction, Mr. Sharpe publicly thanked his 3 children, telling them they had to make sacrifices that the other kids did not. But Mr. Sharpe has a 4th child, a daughter, whom he has long denied. And this is what that lawsuit is all about. Claims Sharpe has denied them, and I guess she probably wants maybe back child support.
I would believe so. Someone with an
civil
income
damages.
I don't know about civil damages.
Well, for the assault.
Oh, for the assault, well, definitely. I'm sure she does want the back, but I mean, think about how hard that is to prove the SA.
So listen to this. It says, this is the quote: such behavior is entirely consistent with his current refusal to acknowledge possession or control of video evidence that has already been publicly referenced in legal filings, press statements, and even his own words. Right. So apparently there's a video of what happened. And she's saying he's taken the video and has either destroyed it or hid it from public view.
Oh, wow.
But how do you prove that?
So she's saying there's a video, but Shannon Sharpe got rid of the video.
Yes.
And so there's proof, but there's not.
There's proof, but there's not.
Okay. All right. See, it's hard.
Not a strong case.
Yeah. I mean, but think about it. I hate to downplay, someone who really went through that type of trauma, but how many celebrities have the same sort of cases? Somebody says that they've done something like that. How many celebrities do you think?
How many celebrities are there? Because that's the number.
So all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Well, people see him as having a lot of money that maybe he shouldn't have. Like, there's a disparity there, and they felt like they were wronged, and they're bringing their claim.
Right.
But it's hard to. You'll never know. We were never there, and I doubt the truth, what actually happened, will probably not come out. But he settled these last ones, I think. So the one he for sure settled with the OnlyFans model in Nevada.
What's going on with Shannon Sharpe? I don't know nothing about this stuff.
That was that $50 million one.
Oh, the $50 million. Okay, I thought you said had a new one. I'm like, dude, Shannon, chill, dude.
No. Well, that's what Ocho said. He told him to chill because he was wilding out on that podcast a little bit, and he apparently didn't chill. And then he live streamed himself on Instagram doing a couple things. accidentally. He claims.
Oh, accidentally.
Accidentally.
Oh man. Listen, I'm going to move TikTok over here. That way we can. I'm going to try to get way too, man, because I know y'all looking at my ugly mug all the whole time. It's not going to work out. Hang on.
You do what you need to do. Sharpe has denied all of these claims, of course, and we'll see how that goes. But right now, no settlement. But the next NFL controversy that we have is Jon Gruden.
Wait on me for that one.
I'm waiting. I'm getting it set up. It takes time. Ooh, that does look better.
You guys got Wade now.
I got my good side. See my hair.
And you got me.
So
you just going to have to keep up with it if somebody comments.
I'll try. That's tough for me.
So we got Jon Gruden. Evidently, some sort of something went on, and about emails is what I know about this about Jon Gruden.
Well, it's a little.
And I knew he was the first coach at the Los Angeles Raiders.
He was the first coach
the
Las Vegas
Raiders.
So he won a couple Super Bowls. He was coach of the Raiders before and coach of the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
Real successful. And then he retired and he went to work at ESPN and he did Monday Night Football and was like probably the fan favorite commentator.
Oh, really?
Sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't get into NFL. See, NFL is not my thing, man. I love college sports, and because I always thought that NFL NFL is a little bit harder than NBA basketball. I think NBA basketball is the worst.
Yeah. They get paid too much.
Not that they get paid too much, man. They say there's no defense, and I agree with that. And then Steph Curry, I love the way Steph Curry plays, and it's good for Steph Curry. But I think he's ruined the game of basketball for some of these younger kids.
Because he shoots threes?
Because he shoots threes like 10 foot behind the 3-point line, but he makes them.
Yeah, I mean, that's like being upset with his coach, Steve Kerr, back in the 90s, shooting threes.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Are you mad at Shaq for being bigger than everybody?
I never thought that like I would become like an old head. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to sound like an old head.
Well, people see basketball as a less physical game now, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
On here. On his way to the UK next. Who's on his way to the UK?
I don't know. Who's on this way, Grumpy? Well, anyways,
we'll figure that out.
I just feel like I'm an old guy now because I love the way basketball is played. Whenever I was growing up, I grew up in the Patino era.
So was the Patino era like buying strippers for players?
Close. It was flashy like that, but it was full court diamond press. I mean, Patino ran a full court press almost every game. And I don't know if you guys ever watched.
Was this college or professional?
No, I didn't watch Patino went to Boston Celtics.
I was about to say, was this
even though when Patino went to the Boston Celtics, he took almost every Kentucky player with him. Well, I mean, you had people like Tony Delk that probably had no business on the NBA roster playing. But you had the Ron Mercers. I mean, Ron Mercer was really good.
I'm sure Kentucky paid him a lot of money to play.
I'm sure they did too. But anyways, back to Gruden. What happened?
Gruden, he alleged the league orchestrated a malicious and organized campaign to ruin his career.
Jon Gruden's gone to the UK. James Russell says, "Where's he going, James? Oh, Grumpy.
UK.
Is it UK like in the United Kingdom or UK is in Kentucky football?
Because if he's that would be a big upgrade for Kentucky.
That would be a great upgrade for Kentucky.
I don't know if they got it like that.
I'm like Fire Stoops. I've been saying Fire Stoops for like 3 years now, and I don't know what Barnhart's doing other than not being able to pay out a big sum of money to keep him there.
That's what it is, probably.
Because I mean, I think it was something crazy like $8 million to buy out Stoops' contract.
I think Gruden's next job is back at the Raiders. I think the owner still likes him.
Oh, well, I don't think the NFL likes him.
Well, I don't think they can tell you who you can or can't sign. Well, they did Colin Kaepernick, probably.
Well, I mean, I feel like the MLB is doing it with Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer should be on a team.
He should. And I think that the MLB doesn't like how outspoken Trevor Bauer is, and he's not on a team.
His YouTube's pretty good.
I love his YouTube.
Yeah.
You watch Trevor Bauer on YouTube?
Yeah.
All right.
I've been a Trevor Bauer fan.
Okay.
I don't like baseball that much. And if you remember before MLB switched from PlayStation to Xbox, it was a PlayStation exclusive thing.
Yeah.
But I've played like 1 year, and the team I picked was the Dodgers.
What we got there?
Look at his video. Cats.
Oh, good. That would be awesome. And I think that's what's needed to bring excitement back to Kentucky football, because Kentucky football, every year I feel like Stoops does the same thing. They blow up, overhype Kentucky, how good we're going to be. We get a couple 4-star recruits, and we think we're back on the map again. And then we play well for our first couple of games, and Western Michigan beats us 30-0.
I think if you get Jon Gruden at Kentucky and get an interstate matchup with West Virginia with Rich Rodriguez,
oh my God,
and they're both just yelling. I don't know who will have a heart attack first, but that will be a tough game to officiate.
Yeah.
So this lawsuit was about these leaked emails. He had these emails with someone on the, I don't know if they were the Redskins at that point, but someone at the Washington football team he was still buddies with, and he would email him like what you would text someone, like just open communication. And it's whether the central issue is whether Gruden must resolve the matter through arbitration. And do you want to explain what that is to the?
Well, arbitration is not, you don't go to court, you go to arbitration. It's kind of supposed to be more or less strenuous in court, supposed to save people more money than court. It's a lot more lax rules. And what you get a panel of 3 or 5 arbitrators, whatever you decide in your contract. And you'll have these 3 or 5 people. Most of the time, they're probably not even, thanks for the like on YouTube. And most of the time, these people are not judges. They're just attorneys or lay people or experts in the field.
Attorneys associated with that corporation most of the time.
And that's what I'm getting at to it. It's unfair. Arbitration is really, really unfair, because someone like the NFL probably pays a whole lot of money for arbitration.
Yeah. Well, any of our viewers right now, if you like download a movie or use video game or something, like, you've probably agreed to an arbitration clause. Disney has used Uber. If you get Uber delivered, you agreed that you won't sue them if you take Uber later and get into a car accident.
But the thing about arbitration is, like I was getting about NFL, usually you, like, the person is usually between an employer and employee, or somebody has a contract with each other, is what arbitration is for. Most of the time, your arbitration agreements are going to be in a contract. And so what that stipulates, depending on what, there's a couple big arbitration names, like AAMS is one, JAMS is one, these arbitration groups. And they stipulate, like, okay, Wade, we're going to have 3 arbitrators. You pick one, I pick one, and the 2 arbitrators will pick a third one. But what's so unfair about that is, most of the time that the employer or the big company, they are the ones that are paying for the arbitration. So they'll get and some of the tricks and tactics that they do, they get the arbitrators to send over an approved list. And this approved list is people that are favorable to the company.
Of course.
And so you think that you're getting a choice to be able to pick, but what you're doing, you're picking someone that's already going to be prejudiced.
Yeah. No, you're picking someone already on the payroll.
Right. Exactly.
That's the like basis of his whole claim, is that it's not fair, and that he's a former employee, and as a former employee, that shouldn't be bonding against him.
And then I think he went to the Nevada.
Yeah, I got a timeline of the events.
We'll see what happened.
So October 2021, details of Gruden's emails are unveiled. The emails are between 2011 and 2018 are made public. These emails were uncovered during the NFL workplace investigation to the Washington football team, and they contain slurs and disparaging remarks. That's the allegations. And in October of that same year, he resigned as the head coach of the Raiders. And then in November, he filed a lawsuit against the NFL and Goodell, accusing them of orchestrating that campaign to destroy his reputation by leaking the emails. So these emails come from the change of ownership of the Washington Redskins. The former owner was real controversial. He had like cheerleaders doing wild things in the office.
Oh,
Like
wow.
he was known to be not a great guy. But Gruden kind of fell under the train tracks of change that was happening at that time. And in 2022 May, the Nevada district judge denied the NFL's motion to dismiss the case or force that arbitration clause and
So,
allowed it to proceed to
I think we
court.
got a question here.
Yeah, the Nevada Supreme Court ruled in favor allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the reasons why? Did they say that specify the reason why?
Well, the first judge allowed it, but then it went to the Nevada Supreme Court, and they did a 3-judge panel, which is something I'm not familiar with that happens here. But just have a 3-judge panel at the Supreme Court level.
Well, when you appeal in Kentucky, it's the same thing. You get a 3-judge panel, but most of the time, like they'll assign one judge to be over like the supervising judge. It's probably a better word than that. But one judge will probably take care of the case until it comes time to hearing oral arguments, because you can have oral arguments at the Court of Appeals level in Kentucky.
And I think that's what this was. Is it on banc? They just asked nicely to. They didn't have to hear it, but they did hear it. So the 3-judge panel ruled in favor of the NFL, but then in November 24, he was granted a rehearing by the full Supreme Court.
Okay.
And in that rehearing, they ruled 5-2 that the NFL's arbitration clause is unconscionable and inapplicable to Gruden as a former employee, thus permitting the lawsuit to proceed further. That happened August the 11th, so this week pretty much. And NFL announces it will appeal the court's ruling, requesting a rehearing from the Nevada Supreme Court or advancing to the U.S. Supreme Court.
So did they say Jon Gruden? Did they say his contract was? They said it was unconscionable. Did they say whether it was procedural unconscionable or a substantive unconscionable?
It's a good question. I don't have the answer.
Okay.
Answers.
Procedural unconscionability is when like I want to work for you and make money, but you give me this ridiculous arbitration clause, and it's an essential term of my agreement. And if I don't agree to that, then it's all or nothing, that I can't participate in the appointment. So that's one unconscionable. The other unconscionable that the court uses is if something is just so grossly unjust.
I feel like that's what they were going with based on the wording. Yeah. That it was just unjust on its face.
And I'll tell you another reason why that would be just so unjust on its face for Jon Gruden to be arbitrated by the NFL, because I think that at the NFL level, that if you have a dispute, then is it not the commission and the NFL the main arbitrator?
Yeah, Roger Goodell's the main decider, and he's suing him personally.
Right.
But you got to think, these emails came when Jon Gruden didn't work for the NFL. He worked as an employee of the ESPN.
So we'll probably have procedural unconscionability because he couldn't agree to it. So that way, that wasn't he didn't have a contract at that time. So it's just procedural.
Yeah. So he becomes an NFL employee once he signed with the Raiders, and then a couple months later, the emails come out, and then he gets told to resign, basically.
Okay.
Because of those emails. But those emails happened when he wasn't an employee of the NFL.
Right.
So there's a timeline issue there of like, did he consent to it once he became the head coach?
I don't know. If he's a former employee, I don't think he is bounded by those terms, because that contract's been terminated.
Yeah, it was terminated, but he came back as an employee.
Oh, okay. Did he sign that same contract again?
I don't know.
Okay, but Nevada seems to think it's okay.
Some people in Nevada. The Supreme Court, though, this is probably an interesting case because the NFL has a lot of power. Most professional sports leagues have a lot of power, and they're exempt from antitrust laws, either by statute or case law.
Really?
Yeah. Like the MLB has like a cushy deal. NFL, they all do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
how much is Jon Gruden suing for? Do we know how much he wants to sue for, or is this this at so early in the stages. I think what happened is that he tried to file a lawsuit.
Well, he was the highest paid coach in NFL history, so I'm sure he wants that money.
Well, I think he tried to file a lawsuit, and then the NFL stepped in and said, "Hey, we have mandatory arbitration."
Yeah, that's what it was.
So we're just still in the early stages of this.
I think he wants that $100 million contract.
I think he wants a $100 million contract too. And you still think after all this goes on that Jon Gruden can go back to the NFL?
Yeah, I think he can.
Well, man, like I said, they put pressure on the MLB owners over Trevor Bauer. I don't know if Roger Goodell's got it like what's the commissioner of the MLB's name? David? No.
Well, if no one knows his name, does he really got it like that?
Oh, I knew his name until I tried to tell you who it was.
That's the thing with these NFL teams. They're owners. I mean, Jeff Bezos is looking to get a team, but like the Walmart families, the people that own the NFL teams have the money over those baseball teams.
Right.
And they're not used to being told no. Davis is a historic owner of the Davis family. They own the Raiders, right? So it's a historic family, and they might want to do what they want to do.
Right. So let's we get on the docket, Wade. We went over Jon Gruden. We went over Shannon Sharpe, and I think we're going to switch gears a little bit and get out some sports law and go somewhere else.
Well, I think the next thing up on the list is more sports law.
More sports law.
yeah. It's the
what's behind door number 3, Wade?
The West Virginia NIL.
Oh, I forgot about that. This is a late entry to this, guys. I don't know if you guys have heard this or not, but the West Virginia recently passed a law that middle school students and high school students can receive NIL money. How ridiculous is that?
Well, they're allowed to work at Dairy Queen. Why can't they make a little money from their athletic endeavors? There's some 12-year-olds out there probably killing it on Twitch right now.
Well, me and you probably we've had this discussion before here on the Docket Dodgers. How I say that people should be able to play like the bat flipping thing. I said kids should be able to play, and this is we always talked about how sports athletes, college athletes need to be paid, but I think there just needs to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere, because what this is going to, you are thinking that kids are supposed to go to school, is what I feel like, for education at that age. They don't need to be worried about sports at that age. I don't think they need to develop their sports. My son's a D1 college athlete.
Yeah, and you have 2 potential earners in the house right now.
Yeah, me and him.
I was thinking about the young kids.
I know what you're thinking.
They have a chance. They have a chance.
Yeah, but anyways, they do have a chance. But what I was going at with that is that I think those are formative years. Blake worked really hard when he was in high school to get where he was at, but that was mostly during the summer. And now what I feel like we're going to run into with these high school students and these middle school students being able to get NIL money is that they're going to go to the highest bidder.
Yeah, of course.
Schools.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about your powerhouse schools. Think about Allen, Texas, man. If I know this is West Virginia, but imagine if we had an Allen, Texas like school in West Virginia.
What we do is Huntington Prep, and they bring in basketball players and write them a check.
Yeah, so you're saying they're doing it anyways?
They're doing it anyway.
So it's time to get paid.
I don't know if you went to high school, but when I was in high school, there was people on the basketball and football team that didn't used to live in that district, and they just somehow showed up, and their parents somehow had a job.
I'm going to tell you something really unpopular that I'm going to tell everybody in TikTok land and everybody in YouTube land about me that you probably don't know.
Yeah,
I went to Belfry.
You went to Belfry High School.
Yeah, like 10-time state champion.
Yeah, I'm sure their football program's built on just
concrete boys.
Yeah, just local kids.
Yeah,
that Belfry water. It's good water.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The top athletes have been getting paid to play forever, and you're talking about this. There's a lot of oil money in Texas at these high school stadiums that are bigger than some D1 colleges.
I know. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I was watching a TikTok the other day on that, and these schools are huge, man. They look like Dallas Cowboy stadiums.
Yeah, and it's not just for them making money. They just want to have the biggest stadium and have the most winning program.
I'm sure it's a great tax write-off too, but still,
yeah.
I think their priority is what you're saying.
I think it is. I think even if the money wasn't there, these Cowboys are crazy enough to want to just build a team. That's what they want to do. And it probably comes back from when they were a high school athlete. I went to Mingo Central, and the county or whatever, they didn't want to build us a stadium, but Buck Harless built the stadium, and he came up there, and it's a multi-million-dollar stadium. He did his whole "I wore a leather helmet" like speech back in the day.
Well, if
like,
you, I mean, Buck Harless is the definition of a self-made man. I mean, that man, he was a logger from way back in the day. Buck
Yeah.
Harless was.
he ran one of the most profitable logging corporations in the world out of Mingo County here.
Yeah.
So, and sure, I bet it was a tax write-off, and I'm sure the Harless Center in Gilbert was a tax write-off, but they've done more for the community than you could probably quantify.
Yeah. But, you know, do we got an article about that, or?
Yeah, this is Wayne Ryan. He's the executive director of the West Virginia Schools Activities Commission, and he says we have to get ahead of the fact that the NIL is pretty much common throughout the country, even at the high school level. The policy is somewhat basic that we have to work off right now, and it's also going to be somewhat fluid. It's uncharted territory to some degree. Basically, the athlete can benefit by their name, image, and likeness. They cannot benefit by their association to their school. They can do things that promote the school logo, or school mascot, even their sport or skill. So they can't promote the school logo, mascot, sport, or skill. They can only receive benefits through who they are, which, you know, I would say LeBron James in high school, a lot to do with who he was his skill at basketball. So I don't know how you're going to take their skill away from it.
So they can't benefit from their school logo, their school mascot, or their sport or skill.
See, sport or skill just doesn't make sense to me.
So why would I want them in my commercial?
I don't know. This seems
so. If I just have them sitting around talking about Nissan cars and they don't shoot a basketball or anything, they're just standing there saying, "Hey, come on down to Wade Hall Nissan in Tays Valley and check out this 1997 Nissan Altima."
Yeah, apparently
that's fine, right?
Well, your name, image, and your image and likeness really comes from your sport and skill. That is your image.
Yeah, this is your image. Well, I think they're defining image as what you look like.
I think they are too, which is a little too simple, I think. And
that is a very oversimplification of image.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I just sound like a prosecutor. I'm sorry. Every time I argue something in court, I always hear a prosecutor say, "Judge, that's a very oversimplification of the law."
I know that you just hit me with that. We're arguing nuance here, so 41 states, including the District of Columbia, has name, image, and likeness for high school athletes. This West Virginia one seems a little restrictful for a pro-capitalist, free market type of legislature we have.
No, I know, but I just don't think that would matter. So what's the penalty?
Probably not being allowed to play. I'd say eligibility.
So if I do something to, I mean, you're allowing name, image, and likeness, and then if there's a controversy that comes up about name, image, and likeness, and I'm not sure about these vague terms, the penalty is not being able to play. See,
yeah,
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, that's the penalty, is not being able to play.
If you're going to make money and you're going to tie it to all these conditions, I mean, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, they're saying if you like make it money off of that sport, you're not a amateur anymore. It removes your amateur status.
That's so counterintuitive. All this stuff is.
Of course, it is.
Make it make sense, Wade.
We have a list of stuff they also can't advocate for.
Well, I'm so glad they told us that the things they can't advocate for, and I'm so glad they put this one in here.
Yeah, adult entertainment products and services.
So, Wade, if I had a, never mind, I'm not going to.
You don't want to
stricken. But if I had someone that age engage in that, that's a crime.
It is a crime. Alcohol products.
That's a crime.
Also a crime.
That's a crime.
Tobacco and nicotine. Cannabis products. Controlled dangerous substance. Is that bombs?
I mean, did that even need to be put in there?
I don't know. You can't advertise Tannerite.
I'm all for them having NIL money, but let's make sure they don't mess with any bombs.
Yeah, no,
no bombs.
prescription pharmaceuticals. I was really hoping to see the OxyContin All-Star team. I thought that was going to be a
What
good.
about the O lineman that got on Ozempic?
Ooh, this one makes sense. Casinos, gambling, sports betting, but that also is illegal for them to do anyway. And betting in connection with video games, online games, and mobile devices.
Well, that's just everything.
And no weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
So in other words, you can do NIL, but no fun.
No fun, apparently. What if I'm the best archery shooter in the state and I can't even get a bow deal?
Is that what they say? Oh, because it's a firearm.
It's a weapon.
Yeah,
it's a weapon.
Yeah.
You have a kid and she's a fencer and she's world renowned and she can't even appear in a commercial with a sword.
Well, they said they can't.
Bunch of communists up there.
Well, they can't make off their sport, so I guess it just used car lots is the only thing they can do.
We have too many athletes advertising for cars here in this state. The West Virginia
attorneys. Think about Morgan & Morgan.
Is Morgan getting NIL deals?
Not for like kids, but like if you drive in like from US 23 from Pikeville and then hit the Mount Parkway and go to Lexington, you're gonna see Morgan & Morgan video billboards with football players on them.
Well, that would be illegal here. It says we became the 44th state to allow youth athletes to monetize their name. So I guess there were at least 2 more from what I had on my research.
Wait, they became the 44th state to allow youth athletes to
monetize their NIL.
So there's 44 states that let high school players get NIL money?
Yeah, believe it or not, West Virginia wasn't the first to do something.
See, I thought this was West Virginia.
No.
I thought they were leading the nation in this.
We are behind. No, your Texases and Californians of the world definitely beat us to it.
Okay.
Some states are pretty restrictful. I was reading like Arkansas or something really limits what you can do, but I don't understand how they can. Like, you're telling me a kid can be on the school video game. So, okay, they're giving out scholarships for video games now.
Mm-hmm.
And they have high school teams. There's a state championship for video games, which is a sport under the West Virginia, how West Virginia sees sports. So if they have a Twitch account or a YouTube Live or Facebook Live and they play games on there and they make money from that, does that make them ineligible to compete at the state level because they're not an amateur anymore?
Well, I would say yes.
I would say yes, too.
I would say yes under any law because if it's a sport, I think they're making money off that sport.
Yeah, they're directly
them
promoting their sport and their skill.
Yeah, so that would make them a professional.
They are professional. So any money they would make would deem them ineligible. And I think you'll see that come up. And it kind of talks about the transferring. They're kind of upset with the transfer rule. It's pretty lenient, they say, and they really want to lock you into where you are.
That's the whole point of NIL policy.
The free market.
It's free market for transferring. So I don't think how you do one without the other. It's like saying, hey, you're allowed to work and have a job, but you can't leave your hometown to have a job.
Yeah, no, it's non-competes, which I think are wrong in every way.
Well, that takes away the whole free market approach to the NIL.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're going to let them do it, let them do it.
If you're going to let them do it and do it freely. He says if there's an NIL deal that follows a
we got another question here. What we got there? You say what? Gina Tools.
Me either.
Hey, you like, I'm the money. Okay.
It was a little bumpy over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is just going to limit like what a West Virginia student can do with their NIL. So even if you are like, I can only think of one school in the state that really gets 5 stars, and that's basketball, would be Huntington Prep.
Mm-hmm.
They're the like premier basketball school. But
I mean, you talk about Huntington Prep, you talk about OJ Mayo and Patrick Patterson.
Yeah,
a lot of those type of talent coming out of
haven't had anyone big recently I can think of. Last one was Wiggins.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. Well, Wiggins was a real big one.
Real big one.
Yeah. It used to. I don't know if you remember back in the day, but the Oakwood Academy used to be a big school for that stuff, and I feel like Hill Academy's really dropped off in the last 10 years.
Well, I was thinking football. Martinsburg is the football school I think of,
Mhm.
and they'll have like a 3-star every now and again.
That's a Trinity for us in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, every now and there's a big kid come out of Bluefield or something like that, but not super big. But if West Virginia has a restrictive one and you're in Bluefield, why would you not just go down to Virginia if they have a little more lax rules, or head up onto Ohio if their rule is a little bit better?
Right.
I
would. I mean, if I'm that good and I've got people want to offer me money, I think that I'm going. Like I said, if they're going to let high school students do it, let them do it.
And he's hating on the freedom of transfer, but like, dude, if you get some 15-year-old to come to your school and now you want to lock him in there on that seems just unethical to me.
Right. Yeah.
It seems unethical.
So, like, do you think that these kids will be able to sign contracts under the age of 18?
That's another big thing. Who agrees? It's their parents.
So, do we have to pay their parents?
Yeah, their parents.
And so, what happens if the kid breaches
the contract?
Yeah, breaches the contract. So, how would you recover?
I don't think you
can you hold the parent responsible?
I guess you could hold the parent responsible. I don't see that going to work out for you too well, though.
Right.
Like, you're going to spend a lot of money on.
I don't know how much are they paying these kids.
I don't know if they're paying them a lot.
I'm sure in Texas they're paying a lot.
But yeah, then you have 5 stars. They're enforced. Like, these are on the Under Armour like national teams. Like, these are big time McDonald's All-Americans. Like, they'll make money.
Mm-hmm.
But are they going to make money here? I doubt it. I was thinking best case scenario, you have like a senior quarterback who can like advertise for like a local family restaurant that he's already connected to, and they just want to tax write off some money and give it to him. Like, that's all I can think of.
Come on down to the Nissan, get a home run of a deal.
Yeah. It's going to be family friends.
I tell you what, I don't know if Kentucky has NIL. I'm not. If they do, I haven't heard about it. But I'm sure like surrounding states around West Virginia have it, and they got tired of losing kids to border states.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I can come up with why they even thought about doing it. And you say they're the 44th state.
Yeah.
So I mean, someone around them has to do it. And I don't know if that's Kentucky.
I would think so. I would think a lot of these states already have it.
Listen, we ain't gonna have no better fan than my wife. Check her, look at all those hearts that she's putting on the live stream.
How nice. I think it's good though that they have a chance to make money.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a step in the right direction. I just don't know how the way they've written the law, I don't see how they can. It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Out of sports though.
Are we going to move on from sports law? Let's go somewhere else. So
we're
went to sports law. Are we going somewhere a little bit related to sports law?
No, not at all. We're going to do my favorite type of law. Most people don't know about it. It's called FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act. It's how you can get local information from your government. And this one has to do.
And it sounds really boring, but Wade's going to tie it to a very interesting topic.
FOIA is not boring.
If you like paperwork, it's so exciting.
Well, the Pentagon Papers were pretty cool. Watergate was interesting.
Watergate was audio.
Watergate was audio, but the Pentagon Papers of the Vietnam War was like thousands of papers. And
is that where we find out like hypnosis and stuff at?
They found out a lot of that CIA like nonsense stuff we were doing
Remote
to foreign
viewing?
Governments. Oh no. That's just people taking a bunch of acid, I think. This one is over in Kentucky, London, Kentucky.
Let's go Kentucky.
So I guess this is your people. It has to do with a corrupt case of local, I guess, cronyism, good old boy.
That doesn't happen in Kentucky.
Well, apparently, some judge lost his weed eater, and he said, "This guy stole my weed eater. I need a SWAT team to go get that. I need a SWAT team to do an early morning raid and go get my weed eater back." And this crack team of Kentucky police, they got the wrong house. They got the wrong house, and they went in there, and they ended up shooting and killing the owner of the house. And it was he goes by, I guess, Doug, but Douglas Harless was the Laurel County man that they shot over a judge executive.
Also, he's not a he wasn't like a judicial judge. He was a judge executive. And for the people out there that don't know what a judge executive is kind of like the commissioner of your county, the leader of the county.
Well, the county's leader lost his still and had to go on get the boys to go up there and bust some heads.
And the reason why they call them judge executives is because they actually sit on a court with they call them magistrates, and they're nothing to do with judicial. It's all legislative. They are your county legislature, and they sit on something called the fiscal court, meaning money. So they spend your money.
Yeah. Well, here's the little backstory. December 23rd, so 2 days before Christmas, London Police Department officers conducted a raid on Van Zant Road in Lily, I would say Lily, Kentucky, mistakenly believing it was a different address.
Lyle.
And the intended target of the warrant for stolen lawn equipment mistakenly targeted 63-year-old Douglas Harless, and who neighbors described as a quiet, decent man. And surveillance footage and dispatch audio captured the officers arriving at 11:51 p.m., knocking, announcing, and then moments later, 5 gunshots ended up killing him. And the officers delayed reporting the shooting for a critical interval, is some of the allegations.
So what time was this?
It seems 11:51 at night, so midnight.
So somebody knocking on your door at 11:51 at night, you're a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
And you don't, I mean, that's kind of scary. What would you do if somebody pounded on your door at 11:51 at night?
Well,
are you going to go reach for a pew-pew?
I think so.
Okay.
I think there's going to be some, something in my hand.
Right. And so, of course, he went I think best practices would tell you. I don't know. Some departments, I can't speak for this department, but most departments you run into, their best practices is to go during the day.
Unless it's a known violent, you would go at nighttime if it's like a violent situation.
So is this guy violent? The guy they were targeting, was he violent?
Well, they charged him with stealing a weed eater.
We got a comment right here. Let's see what they say. We're up a little bit there, Wade. Is that not a comment?
Not a comment.
Okay.
Said they haven't sent a GIF in a while, so maybe they should.
Yeah, send a gift, send a like, send a diamond, send a universe.
So, timeline of events.
There's a rose.
Ooh,
thank you.
In March 23, would you like to guess what the police department there did?
What?
They said, we don't need body cameras anymore, so we're going to get rid of those.
So why would a department go backwards from body cam?
Well, it probably showed their corruption or just like general inability to be a police officer.
TikTok, you're driving me crazy.
Something like that.
We have to line it up. Ah, perfect. Money shot. There we go.
Yep. So no body camera existed for this. After Kentucky State Police confirmed he was fatally shot, life-saving efforts were made.
Oh, what we got there? Somebody send something. Thank you.
Yeah. The community's been pretty upset for this.
Oh, it's my wife. Thank you, wife.
So we have 3 people competing for #1 fan. Your wife, my mom, and your dad. I don't know. I don't know who's the true.
No, don't forget about Grumpy Farmer. Grumpy Farmer's been hunting all day.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're getting competing, and we just got a like on Facebook too, so that was nice.
Yeah, thank you. Are you on being on YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So the London Police Department publicly claimed Harless pointed a gun, but no evidence has ever been released to support that claim.
Wow.
And 1 officer has been placed on administrative leave.
Well, here's my thing: is that of course he pointed a gun. You had the wrong daggone house. What was? I mean, it was mixed up on the addresses, was it not?
Yeah, they were down the same road, but
and like I think that didn't the warrant even describe what type of house it was?
Oh yeah,
and there was nothing like even similar.
Well, you don't have to be able to read to execute warrants. You just show up. kicking doors. So people have been asking for the warrant, and they've never shown. They apparently
really?
wouldn't show it.
So was that not subject to a FOIA?
Yeah, but they were doing like, this is a part of investigation, so they're not.
Well, how's that part of the investigation? Oh, well,
I
you
don't
put
know.
the officer on administrative leave. I got you.
Yeah, they put the officer on administrative leave. Here's a video of a man who has been asking about it, and this is a local to the area. Elijah Jarvis is what I got. He submitted this open records request for their 911, seeking information on who had received specific 911 dispatch audio, namely a call between the county judge executive David Westerfield and a London police officer related to stolen lawn equipment that triggered the fatal raid. So he wants to know what this judge executive said to the police to find probable cause for someone to sign a warrant to go and do this.
Okay.
And the agency mailed him the documents, and something wacky happened after he mailed them the documents. So we'll watch him speak and tell you exactly what happened.
I filed an open records request. Basically, what I wanted to learn in that open records request is who leaked the 911 audio on the 8th to YouTube.
It's leaked audio of a 911 call between Laurel County Judge Executive David Westerfield and London police officer Jared Hale discussing the weed eater that was stolen from Westerfield's property. That theft ultimately led to Douglas Harless being fatally shot by London police, who apparently served a search warrant to the wrong address.
Me making the open records request is really just to shine a light on the corruption in London.
But it's not what was in the records that left Elijah Jarvis in shock. It's what he saw when he went to sign for the package at a FedEx shipping center in London on Thursday.
Met with the receptionist, hand her the note, said, I'm here to get my package. She says, okay, I'm going to go to the back and get it. Walks in the back. About 5 minutes later, she comes back. She says, sir, I'm sorry. This has never happened before, but actually, them two guys in the corner over there have your package. So I look to my left, take a picture.
Jarvis says the two were Director Larry Walls and Assistant Director Tyler Pierce from the London Laurel County 911 Communications Center. He says they opened the package and began marking up the documents.
He said we redacted and removed information that wasn't pertinent to the open records request. And I asked him why, and he said the city of London sent him to do it.
A written statement signed by Walls and Pierce said FedEx returned the package at their request after they realized the documents contained phone numbers and addresses of private citizens.
This is some of the information that I believe that they redacted with Sharpie. They didn't do too good a job at doing it either.
An attorney who helped draft the Kentucky Open Records Act told us any redactions to the documents should have been made before they were sealed and sent. So even with the redacted information, did it answer Jarvis's question of who leaked the 911 audio?
It told me that on the 8th that there was 4 people that was possible of leaking that video of the audio of the 911 call. And then 4 people was the police chief, the assistant police chief, city attorney Larry Bryson, Mayor Randall Weddle.
Okay, so that's wild. So you had the deputy sheriff's department went to the post office and got this FOIA request out of the mail?
Oh, so that's the problem, because the FBI was asked to look into this. And yes, they went to the building and got the FOIA request out of the mail, opened up his addressed mail that was to him, but it wasn't the mail. It was a FedEx. So the postal inspector couldn't do anything about them for like tampering with the mail. It was it was third party. It was
so there's no statute or law about messing with FedEx or UPS?
Apparently not.
Well, I got another question then. So this is a police agency that went and opened someone's private package.
Well, they're going to say it was their private package that they were having delivered, and they asked the third party that was delivering their package to bring it back to them. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
So they're saying it never entered this guy's hand, so it was never his possession.
So when they got it out, they redacted some things in that about those 911 calls, and they were supposed to redact personal information.
Yeah.
And so they said he did a really poor job of doing that. But here's my thing: how many pages was that FOIA request?
It probably wasn't that many.
Okay, so my point was, if this was, I don't know what he made a FOIA for, a Freedom of Information Act.
He wanted to see who had access to the 911 call. So the call between the.
What do you mean access?
So whoever has access to the storage of like the hard
Oh.
drive.
So someone accessed it.
Well, they leaked out the audio of the judge calling the cop to report the crime. It wasn't supposed to be let out.
Right.
They were claiming privilege, and someone put the audio out onto, I would say, the internet. And he wanted to know who was the whistleblower, the person on the side of transparency.
Yeah.
And it was
Why would
4 heavy hitters of the local police there.
So to me, that would seem that someone high up in that county done it if the police department's taking an interest to go out and redact some things.
Well, you think of the 4 people he said had access to it was the police chief, the assistant police chief, the city attorney, and the mayor.
I wonder if those 4 people get along.
I'm sure an incident like this probably strained some relationships.
Well, I'm just saying, like, most counties are fractured. Some counties you're going to have like a different party mayor than a different, like a Republican mayor or a Democrat judge executive.
Mhm.
I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
I don't know.
Political rivals.
I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff like that going on here. Because,
what do you guys think?
yeah, leave a comment on who do you think's behind the conspiracy.
Yeah, but I think it's wild that I wouldn't think about that. Even if I was a mayor or over a county government, that I would think that, hey, I can go get a FedEx from the post office.
Oh, well, from the FedEx building.
Oh, was it the FedEx building?
Yeah.
I thought they were at the post office.
I think that's what he said, but I think it was a FedEx building.
Okay, good. Well, that start to make a little bit more sense to
Yeah.
me. Because FedEx and UPS, they got that Sure Post stuff, and then the post office can, finalize the delivery for them those companies. And I tell you what, I really hate it, because you don't know how many times that I expect an Amazon package on a certain day, and instead of bringing it to my doorstep, they will leave it at the post office.
Oh, okay.
And so then by the time I figure out that, hey, they left it at the post office.
Post office closed.
Post office closed.
Yeah, post office closed is about the same time I've been waking up recently. So it's been tough out here. That's just crazy.
Right here we got a comment.
Every order. Your wife.
What'd she say?
Every order.
Every order goes to the post office.
Yeah.
Yep, it does.
And I could only imagine like the scene of like these 2 bumbling people from the 911 center in the FedEx just taking a Sharpie and poorly blacking out stuff. Because apparently he was able to read the names through the Sharpie.
So, I mean, I don't think they could took it back entirely, because I think under Kentucky Freedom of Information Act, they got to give you a response in so many days. And same like that in the federal.
Yeah.
too,
No,
right?
yeah. There's all tons of timelines they have to meet. And the lawyer that they had apparently was the guy who helped draft the Kentucky Open Records Act. That's
the Cora.
That's who's on this guy's side. And he's saying if they redact something, they have to tell you why they redact.
Yeah, they got to give you specific reasons why.
And
for
the
redaction.
Seems like they violated that statute. And I think violations of certain FOIA statutes leads to fines.
I believe he knows that, don't you?
I think he would.
Yeah.
Especially if he wrote it.
Right.
He probably knows it very well. My professor at WVU, he's quit recently because of things up there, but he's a great guy, and he was one of the leading experts in FOIA law. Patrick McGinley, like he's absolute expert on FOIA law, and he was behind getting a lot of the opioid information that came out of the state and the billion-dollar opioid lawsuits, and there's a lot of opportunity in FOIA, I think.
How many people we got on the stream right now? Top right corner.
1.
Oh, hi, Randa. We did have a bunch, man.
We have
people,
2. We have 4.
Well, people were going through
goes
there.
in and out.
I mean, I was just going to tell, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask, or something that you want us to, that you have like a legal question, or you have something that like you have a question about on something that's going on procedurally in court, let us know. We'll try to answer it to the best of our ability.
Yeah. I like Appalachian true crime.
Yeah.
You have any wacky local conspiracies? I'd love to hear those.
Oh, yeah. Or if you just have something that about a speeding ticket or anything like that, we'd be happy to try to work it out here and flesh it out. Won't be specific legal advice, but we'll tell you generally what we think.
If you like, I don't know, murdered somebody back in the 80s, just let us know. Before we move forward, I found a man claiming that one of our wacky laws was real.
Oh, so yeah. So I'm not going to try to say the word because I don't want to be stricken. But if you assault someone, mainly would be, I'm trying to jumble a bunch of words in between this, your wife, and on the courthouse steps.
Why not your partner?
On Sunday, well, the statute says wife. Wait,
well,
I think you're going to go to plain meaning. But anyway,
plain meaning.
All right. So if you your wife on the courthouse steps, that was okay.
Yeah. So these are like local municipality laws that they never changed.
And so we kind of figured that was true.
Yeah. So Attorney Robert Dunlap said of last year that it was true. And I find that as I do municipal laws, even smaller communities, that there are even more outrageous laws. For instance, the rule of thumb is often in some of our smaller cities and municipalities, which that you can beat your wife and child as long as the stick isn't wider than your thumb. It's amazing how many different laws we haven't cleared up.
Wow.
So it's not legal because of state law, like supersedes municipality law, like the state statute on assault supersedes.
Well, I hope so.
I think it does.
Okay, I think it does too. I didn't know there was a supremacy thing, and
it's a supremacy thing.
Well, see, I know that like you can like a municipality law can and a state law can narrowly scope a broader federal law.
Yeah.
So
it's just one of those. So when you hear that it's legal to do this or do that, it's probably not against the municipality's laws, but it is illegal based on state or federal law.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I said it in that TikTok I posted earlier. You do that, you're going to go to jail.
You're going to go to jail.
Yeah, especially at the courthouse steps.
You go to jail quicker, more efficiently.
Guys, if you have any legal questions, let us know. Like I said, it's not going to be specific legal advice, but we can generally broadly tell you what we think about your certain situation and in not specific terms. Is that right? Wait, is that NPR? Are you ready?
I don't know. I don't think I can give them any legal advice.
Well, I'm not saying. Well, ask us a question, and I'll give you not generally specific legal advice. And Wade will try to see if he'll concur or disagree with me in his layperson opinion.
Layperson opinion.
How'd you like that, man?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
So what we got next, Wade? What's going on?
I think I'm going to ask you some bar exam questions.
Oh my God! Hey guys, we're going to play. We're going to play a game, and everybody on here can play along. And if you think you know the answer to it, you can answer it. Wade's going to play this game. I've been a practicing attorney for over 10 years. It's been 11 years since I've taken the bar exam. And Wade is going to try to ask me questions on the bar exam and see if a 10-year practicing attorney can do it. To prove to you, those people out there that haven't taken the bar exam yet, that's not the end of the world if you don't know what it is. So here we go. What can you at least give me what law I'm in?
Yeah.
Okay, what law?
So each one has the law. So the first question is contracts.
Contract law. Now listen, I was okay in contract law. I might be able to do this.
Okay, this category is offer and acceptance.
Okay, all right. It
says, which of the following is true regarding an offer in contract law?
Okay.
A, an offer can be revoked at any time before acceptance, regardless of the circumstances. B, an offer can be revoked after acceptance if the parties have not yet performed. C, an offer becomes effective when it is received by the offeree. And D, an offer is considered accepted when the offerer reads the acceptance.
Okay, let's break all these down because that's a lot of words. So A, an offer can be revoked any time before it's accepted.
Regardless of the circumstance.
Regardless of the circumstance. I want to say that's a little bit true. I'm not 100% sure. And it's guys, if you're getting ready to take the bar exam, what's the next time they take the bar doc? July or February?
Yeah, it'll be in the winter time because
so February is your next time you guys are going to take the bar exam. And the problem I always had with the bar exam, and even doing bar prep and bar questions, is that you have multiple questions that could be the right answer. But you got one that's more right.
You do have one that's more right.
Oh.
And these could all be wrong because like it's these aren't the bar questions. They don't just give those out.
Right. Well, I mean, they're kind of similar.
These are just generic.
And I'm sure that ChatGPT is generating these bar questions based upon what people have put what old bar questions were.
ChatGPT is remarkable at stealing intellectual property.
Well, they probably stole it.
They're good at it.
So let's go through. So it's contract law. We're talking about offer and acceptance. Offer can be revoked before it's accepted, regardless of the circumstance.
Yeah,
I like that. But let's go to B.
B, an offer can be revoked after acceptance if the parties have not yet performed.
I don't know. You have an offer and acceptance. Go on. C.
An offer becomes effective when it's received by the offeree.
You may need some part performance. Go on.
An offer is considered accepted when the offer reads the acceptance.
No. I'm going to go with A.
Going to go with A?
Yeah.
Correct answer was C.
Okay. Did I say C was wrong?
No, you almost went with it.
I almost went C? Okay.
C is an offer becomes effective when it's received by the offeree. So I guess when I give you the offer.
So I say accept.
Yeah.
So the AC, like A and C, that's kind of, those two were kind of similar.
I think what got you on A is the regardless of the circumstances, because I think maybe it's weather? Unconscionable or something.
Made in jest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the main contract ones that they talk about. If an offer is made in jest, it's not really a contract.
Yeah.
Like, why you go over there and jump off that building and I'll pay you $10 million. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, if we shake on it and I jump.
All right, give me another. Where are we going next? All right, guys, if you're just coming in here, we're playing Ask an Old Attorney about some bar exam questions to see if I can answer. I've been a practice attorney for 10 years. I haven't taken the bar exam in 11 years, and I'm going to see if I can answer some questions. So here we go. What's the next one, Wade?
The next one is criminal law.
And listen, Wade, I'm a criminal attorney. You're about ready to embarrass me in front of the whole world.
This one is specifically homicide.
Okay.
Which of the following is required to establish a charge of second-degree murder? So I assume this is all common law. But malice, aforethought, and premeditation.
No, that's first degree.
Okay. B, intentional killing without premeditation. C,
so that's depraved heart, right? That would be the depraved heart one.
An intentional killing without premeditation.
And that's like my anger got really enraged at some point, and I ended up doing that.
I thought depraved heart was just like shooting into a crowd for fun.
And with depraved heart, it would be like I caught my wife cheating on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
C, a recklessness showing a gross disregard for human life.
No, that is manslaughter.
And D, an unlawful killing during the commission of a felony.
No, that's felony murder.
Yeah.
Okay, so B.
It is B. Intentional killing without premeditation.
Okay, I'm so glad that I answered the criminal law question right. All right.
This is another one I think you should get.
I'm just going to preference all this because later TikTok lets us go through and make clips out of these things. So, guys, what we are doing right now, we are asking a 11-year attorney bar exam questions and see if I can answer it, and hopefully I don't get too embarrassed. Okay, let's go, Wade.
Constitutional law, subject equal protection.
I see. Here's something else I can get embarrassed on because isn't some of criminal law constitutional law?
I would say equal protection is a big part of criminal law.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, which of the following is most likely to trigger strict scrutiny review by the courts?
Okay.
A law that classifies individuals based on their age. B, a law that classifies individuals based on their race. C, a law that regulates the hours of operation for businesses. D, a law that imposes taxes on corporations.
B.
B is the correct answer.
You can age discriminate. We've got some laws in the United States that are age discriminatory, like military service.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I would say that the government has a compelling interest. It's not strict scrutiny, but it's a compelling interest in it.
I when I do multiple choice questions, and when you see something which is most likely to trigger it, so that age could trigger it.
Age could, yes.
But race is the number one. When you
Yeah.
think of the 14th Amendment, it was made right after the Civil War. Race was the predominant reason that
Right.
it was made.
Okay. Got another question fired up and ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm a criminal law attorney. Wade's going to ask me some bar questions. I've been a practice attorney for 11 years. He's going to ask me some questions, see if I can get it right. Hopefully, I don't get too embarrassed. You can play along at home. I tell you, on this next one, Wade's going to ask me a question, and I'm going to ask chat to see if what you guys think before I answer. Maybe you guys can give me any hints, so that way I don't look too bad.
Okay. Evidence question. This specific one is hearsay.
I better know this.
Yeah, this seems important for you
no.
to know. Which of the following statements is true regarding hearsay evidence? A. Hearsay is always inadmissible regardless of the circumstance.
Boo.
B. A statement made by one party to the case is always inadmissible hearsay.
No.
C. A statement made by a declarant who is available for cross-examination is inadmissible as hearsay. And D. Hearsay may be admissible if it falls under an established exception.
Hearsay may be what?
Admissible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What was A?
A is hearsay is always inadmissible regardless of the circumstance.
No, hearsay is an out of court statement offered for its truth. And you have exceptions to that, and there's a lot of exceptions to the hearsay rule.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's B?
A statement made by a party to the case is always inadmissible hearsay.
No, because that's the party opponent exception to hearsay.
A statement made by the declarant who is available for cross-examination is admissible as hearsay.
No. Okay, let's go on.
D. Hearsay may be
Yes.
admissible if it falls under an established exception.
Like we said, there's tons of exceptions for hearsay. And a lot of those hearsay, especially in criminal justice, is geared towards the state.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like your statements of co-conspirators, statements of someone who's passed away, a dying declaration, a lot of that it's geared towards the state.
Well, it's just showing that some information is reliable in some way.
Yeah,
like a lot of it.
Yeah.
And the last one, I don't know if you wanted to answer or leave it to the people at home to think about until the next episode.
Sorry, I got too
excited.
I got too excited there. All right, guys, we are going to do some. Well, let's do a couple more. How many people we got in here? 5. All right, 5 guys, people in here. Let's see who can win this one. Let's play who can be a licensed attorney that's been practicing law for 11 years.
Okay,
who can beat me? Here we go. Wade's going to read you. They can't see your screen, can you? You guys cheat at home.
No, they can't.
Okay, you guys can see Wade's screen. All right, he's going to ask me a bar exam question. I've not studied for the bar in forever. I only practice criminal justice. Let's see what happens.
This is torts and specifically negligence.
Okay, so torts, guys, is a civil. You did something wrong to someone else, they're suing you civilly.
So, which of the following is most likely to be considered negligent conduct?
Oh gosh.
A person driving at the speed limit during a snowstorm.
No.
B, a person throwing a rock at a tree in their yard.
No.
C, a person failing to stop at a red light and causing an accident. And D, a person exercising caution while driving in heavy rain.
I think I was talking out loud, wasn't I?
You seem to be.
I've limited to 2 answers. All right, guys, C or D? What do y'all think?
C or D?
See if they can beat us, Wade.
Well, I think if the bar exam is this easy, I'm good to go.
I think you are too. I'm going to tell you right now that bar exam is not that easy. I'll tell you what to do. After the correct answer, we tell everybody is C. What does somebody put there?
C.
C, yeah. C.
Yep, it is C.
Type in ChatGPT, give me another bar exam question, but make it extremely hard. Make it not extremely hard, just make it hard. Sorry, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. But
really difficult.
And then bars name A, B, C, D, and E?
Probably.
Don't you think you should know that?
I got a year.
Okay.
Constitutional law, commerce clause, and federalism.
Oh, God.
Which I feel like I know a lot about.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
All right.
Which of the following best describes the current standard for determining whether Congress can regulate an activity under the Commerce Clause?
Oh, God, this is easy.
Congress can regulate any activity that in the aggregate substantially affects interstate commerce.
Golly, yeah.
B, Congress can regulate only activities that directly involve interstate commerce, not those that have an indirect effect. Congress can regulate any activity that occurs solely within a single state if it has an effect on interstate commerce. And D, Congress cannot regulate activities that affect interstate commerce if the activity is purely local in nature, regardless of its economic impact.
It's A.
It's 100% A.
I mean, they gave it away. That wasn't even hard.
I know.
Guys, if you don't remember, like the Universal Health Care Act, the way that they got that through, because they were trying to challenge the constitutionality of the Universal Health Care Act. And the one way that got that through, and I think Justice Roberts was the deciding vote on that, and he even wrote the opinion. He says that it affects interstate commerce.
It does.
Healthcare does.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the way that it got, and it doesn't have to directly affect interstate commerce. One of the big cases that come out of this is I think about the guy who's selling wheat.
Oh, the guy that was trying to rig the wheat system
up
in Ohio.
What he was trying to do, he had got government subsidies on growing wheat, and I think he was growing wheat for personal consumption.
He did. That's what he said.
And so
he grew a couple 100 pounds of wheat for personal consumption.
So even though that the court
all this moonshine in my trunk, officer, it's personal consumption. Don't you worry about it.
So even though that he said it was for personal consumption, I think it was it the Burger Court then?
It was the FDR era court.
Yeah,
it was the 30s, 40s, I want to say.
So they said that even if it was for personal consumption, it still affects interstate commerce. They still can regulate it.
Yeah, that was their understanding of the whole subject. I think everything affects interstate commerce.
There's nothing in your life that doesn't affect interstate commerce. Me breaking this pen affects interstate commerce because that means somebody had to go buy another one to replace it. I mean, I think anything. It's just like the EPA. The EPA can regulate navigable waterways, and their definition of a navigable waterway is anything.
Yeah, your hot tub.
Yeah, anything's a navigable waterway.
Yep. That was also a pretty easy question. I said really, really hard.
Tell them, give me super duper extreme level.
Harder
question. What we got? Where are we going?
Constitutional law, substantive due process, and fundamental rights. Which, if you listen to Justice, the RV guy, Thomas is RV driver. You don't know about this guy? Oh my God!
I know who Clarence Thomas is.
Clarence Thomas, yeah. Mr. He has like a $500,000 RV.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in this, and this is what they used to overturn. Roe v. Wade.
Okay.
The substance due process.
Let me set this up for everyone. I am a practicing 11-year attorney. Wade's a law student at WVU, getting ready to take the bar. He's going to try to challenge the old guy to answer some bar questions, which I have not studied for in 11 years. And I'm going to tell you something. Going to law school, taking the bar exam, it's nothing like practicing the law in real life.
No.
At all. And Wade got to practice some law this year.
Oh, it's completely different.
It's completely different. Okay.
Not even close.
All right, give me the question. Let's see what we can do.
So, substitute process, that's coming up recently because of a local Kentucky, and she's challenging gay rights based on
Kim Davis.
Based on the
out of what county?
Ooh.
Rowan. How would a Kentucky person say that word?
You guys don't say Rowan.
It's not Rowan.
It's Rowan.
Rowan County.
Oh,
that's county seat. That's the place where Moorhead, Kentucky's at.
So they recently they overturned Roe v. Wade because of that. They said it wasn't constitutional, and a lot of that, like your marriage, gay marriage, interracial marriage, it's all based on the substance due process. I don't even know where it comes from in the Constitution. What is you know where it comes from. I should know that.
Due process?
Substantive due process. Like you have fundamental rights that weren't brought up in the Bill of Rights.
You talk about
these are
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
So-
preamble.
yeah.
Okay.
It's your like basic rights
Okay.
that they don't talk about, but they say that you have fundamental rights. Under the doctrine of substantive due process, which of the following would most likely not be considered a fundamental right protected by the 14th Amendment?
Okay.
A, the right to marry a person of the same sex. B, the right to have an abortion. C, the right to engage in private consensual sexual conduct. And D, the right to receive government subsidized housing.
Would not be a substantive due process?
Yeah.
Government housing?
Yeah, government housing.
Wow. That wasn't hard.
I know it wasn't
I thought
hard.
I thought it was so easy that I was being tricked.
No, it's all they don't know how to make a hard question, I don't think. I don't think it's smart
Or
enough.
maybe we're just too smart.
I don't think we are. I don't think we are.
All right, give me one more. I'll make it criminal justice and say this has got to be the hardest thing you ever done in your life, ChatGTP.
Okay. An almost unanswerable question
About criminal law on the bar exam. I think I can do that. Almost unanswerable question on criminal law. If I can't, I know someone who can.
Yeah.
David Foley.
David, let's call him. Which of the this is criminal law.
Again, my name's Matt Hager. I am a practicing attorney. I've not took the bar exam in 11 years. Wade is a law student at WVU, getting ready to take the bar exam. He is going to ask me a bar question. He has asked ChatGTP to give a super hard, impossible to answer bar exam question on criminal law. I'm a criminal defense attorney. Let's see if I can answer a super hard, impossible criminal justice law question on the bar exam. And like we said before, the bar exam is nothing like practice, but let's see what they got.
Okay, this is mens rea and incoherent offenses.
Okay.
Incoherent, right? Incoherent. Which of the following scenarios would most likely not support a conviction for attempt under the model penal code, despite the actor's intent to commit the crime? A,
So, which is not intent,
yeah.
which is not mens rea.
Yeah, which would most likely not support a conviction for attempt under the model penal code. So
Okay.
mens rea.
Mens rea. Okay.
Guilty mind.
Yeah, right.
A defendant who buys a gun and plans to rob a bank, but is arrested while waiting outside the bank with the weapon. B, a defendant who takes a significant step towards committing a crime by purchasing drugs, but the drugs are seized by law enforcement before the defendant can engage in any further criminal conduct. C, a defendant who, after a series of heated threats, intentionally shoots at an intended victim but misses the victim and the victim is not harmed. D, a defendant who, after prepping a bomb, attempts to detonate it, but the bomb fails to go off because of a malfunction.
Give me A and B again.
A, a defendant who buys a gun and plans to rob a bank but is arrested while waiting outside the bank with the weapon. B, a defendant who takes a significant step towards committing a crime by purchasing drugs, but the drugs are seized by law enforcement before the defendant can engage in any further criminal conduct.
I feel like I need more information about B. I don't feel like I got a lot of information about B.
Well, they want to take a significant step towards committing a crime.
Yeah, what crime?
I would assume
Intent to deliver?
attempt to deliver.
But how would they prove that? I'm sorry, I'm thinking about like a criminal defense attorney.
I would say because they're
Yeah,
a
but
bad
I mean,
guy.
you got to have a buyer and you got to have. Did they do this before? I mean, you got to have a lot of stuff for that. This is really hard, Wade.
You think so?
Okay, let's just go through them again and let's see if I can't mark them off. What do you all think out there?
A defendant who buys a gun and plans to rob a bank but is arrested while waiting outside the bank with the weapon.
That's close to almost all of them that you've said so far.
Yeah. B, a defendant who takes a significant step towards committing a crime by purchasing drugs, but the drugs are seized by law enforcement before the defendant can engage in any further criminal conduct.
I think since I don't have a lot of information about B, but it says the buzzword significant step, I'm going to eliminate that one.
Okay. C, a defendant who, after a series of heated threats, intentionally shoots at an intended victim but misses, and the victim is not harmed.
That is a the definition of attempt.
Okay. D, a defendant who, after preparing a bomb, attempts to detonate it, but the bomb fails to go off because of a malfunction. I would say C and D are the same thing.
I would too, but was he in his home, or just was he trying to put it in a building, or
He just wanted to blow it up.
and which one did I marked off B, didn't I?
You marked off B.
So I'm gonna go with A.
A defendant who buys a gun and plans to rob a bank, but is arrested while waiting outside the bank with the weapon.
But it didn't say he went inside and tried to do it. He was just, why is he waiting outside?
Maybe he's waiting for the right time. Maybe he's waiting for the truck to show up. Would you like to know the answer?
It's either between A and B. I don't know.
The answer is B. A defendant who takes a significant step.
See, B was my gut choice. You see that I went B first, and I changed my mind because it says significant step, and I thought they were trying to
buzzwords.
And I think that's what you guys got to work. If you guys want to take the bar exam, you guys got to watch out for that.
Would you like to know the explanation?
Sure.
Under the Model Penal Code, a person is guilty of attempt if they have the intent to commit a crime and take a substantial step towards its commission. However, a substantial step must be something beyond mere preparation. And B, while purchasing drugs could be seen as preparatory conduct, it may not be considered a substantial step under the Model Penal Code since the conduct doesn't involve a direct movement towards completing the crime itself. Additionally, under the certain circumstances, the seizure of drugs might mean that the crime was eventually thwarted and there was an insufficient attempt.
Whatever. All right, guys. I think that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you guys for joining us. Come see us next time.
Yeah.
We'll do this again. Next time you'll be seeing us in split screen because Wade will be in Morgantown.
Yeah, and I'll have a setup ready to go, and we'll be able to stream on, and hopefully on TikTok you guys can see the videos next time.
Yeah, because we had to live stream for an hour, and I think we blew that out of the water.
Oh yeah, we're at 1:30 on our YouTube.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Goodbye.